Hello everyone and welcome back to my Terraria 1.4.5 Let's Play. I am going to get straight into this. I'm not going to give a big introduction, although I will quickly say thank you for all of the support and all of the interaction I have received on all of the videos across this Let's Play so far. I'm heading straight to the tundra because I want to explore both the overworld and the underworld. Where is my rubber ring? There we go. As I said, I do want to explore both the overworld and the underworld, as I do think there will be some bits worth looting. This desert needs to be addressed very, very soon because I'm really not happy with how this is looking. Where on earth is my finch? There we are. Yeah, this desert is not looking good at all. I need to remember that I don't have too much life. Speaking of life, I do actually hope to consume all of my heart crystals. Hopefully we will find enough to entirely max out my health. Where did he come from? That was a bit random. Was he there the whole time? I did not spot him if so. As I was saying, hopefully we can find enough heart crystals to gain the maximum amount that we need to maximize my life. Let me just quickly light this up because yeah, this is definitely spreading. Anyway, that's an issue for another day for us to address. Let's get right down into the underground tundra because I have been wanting to do this for quite some time now, although that doesn't really look like a very promising start to a cave. Should I still go down? I think I will. And it absolutely was not worth it, but that's fine. We can just hop right back up and continue exploring the overworld until we find another entrance. I actually need to do a few more platforms there just to make sure I can get across. I have to say, I can't actually remember if there is another significant... Oh, cherries, cool. I can't remember whether there is a... Oh, okay, right. I was going to say I can't remember whether there's a significant opening down into the underground tundra, but clearly there is. This axe is definitely one of my new favorite things. And would you look at that? What a perfect start to this exploration. What have we got in this ice chest? Ice boomerang. Oh, it's stronger. Okay. Very happy with that. That was much sooner than I was expecting, I have to say. Also in this world, I would like to almost revamp the existing underground cabins just because I feel like they serve as nice checkpoints. Right, let's continue heading down, opening to a new cave. Or have I spoken too soon? No, I think we have got a new cave. Nope, I spoke too soon. Okay, well there's some water down there, but I don't really want to dig down straight into water. So this is a little bit tough. Maybe we go this direction instead. I can't remember whether I've already mentioned it or not, but I don't really have a particular goal or agenda going down here other than just to explore. Of course, it's nice to find underground cabins like we did just then. Actually, one second, let me just quickly turn down my speakers. Let's mine through here. Is this another cave entrance, maybe? No. I feel like there are caves all around, but they're not really leading to anywhere. Again, another cave with not much going on. I feel as though if we continue going down this way towards the center of the biome, hopefully we can find something. Hopefully we can find a proper route that will lead us to something a little bit more interesting than what we've come across thus far. Is this the beginning of a cave, or is it just another... It looks to be another little pocket, although... Could that be part of a cave? Guess we're going to have to find out. Well, there is a background wall, so that's a good sign. Not too much in there. Let's continue down this little column that we're digging out and see if we can come across anything a little bit better than what we have so far. All right, we're into another space. Again, it looks like a little bit of a pocket. Is that an amethyst? What is that? Oh, okay, well there's definitely something beneath us because I can see an ice bat and I can also see, which is very good news, a minecart track. Let's dig our way into the cave. Got a spiked ice slime, which I know for a fact I will not enjoy the company of. So I think first let's go this direction. How far does this cart take us? What? Okay, so I think that might be one of the longest minecart tracks I've ever ridden in this game. I'm excited to see what treasure we come across as we make our way back over, trying to place a torch as and where I can. There we go. I didn't really see any life crystals as we were rolling through, although I did see that, so alright, I just got shot by some sort of trap. Cloud in a bottle. Oh my goodness, I have been looking for one of these for ages. Very glad that we got a cloud in a bottle. I need to get up and heal myself. That was way too close. Did he drop anything exciting? I don't think so. And I accidentally stepped on the pressure plate again. How annoying is that? Whoa. Oh, okay, that was the old background. I was going to say, what's the event going on right now? Actually, before I run back, let me quickly deposit anything that I can think of. We can put another gold chest down. And anything else? Actually, I want to put the cloud in a bottle in my equipable slot. So now, yes, this is actually going to be game changing. I'm so excited. Finally, I'm already going down there feeling much more confident than I did initially. So let's see what the tundra has to throw at us this time. With that said, it is very dark and I am very much aware that my track record at nighttime is not the strongest. I'm just going to run through, hope that I don't run into anything super dangerous. I can just about tell that that is a spider. I have to be honest, I really cannot see a thing on my screen. Going to heal. Of course, there is something down there, and there is something coming up from behind me. Let me be mindful here, and I do not have a lot of life at all, so I need to be very careful. Right, let's take another potion. Just quickly light up in there a little bit, so I have a bit more of a scope. How am I going to do this? If I throw that down there, slow and steady wins the race, as they like to say. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, so I need to be careful. And just like that, we have made it back to the tundra, and whoa, the background looks pretty cool, I have to say. Oh, they're Aurora. Okay, really cool. Oh, there is an Eskimo zombie. I'm also conscious that I do sometimes hover my mouse too close to my character, which creates this image of my weapon on the screen. So I'm going to try my best not to do that because I can imagine it's a little bit bothersome. Okay, we're back in the tunnels. So I'm going to make my way down slowly but surely. Let's go all the way back down to the minecart track. I do want to collect what I dropped pretty soon. If I remember correctly, it was in the cave area. Yes. So let me hop down here. Got it. Okay. I can see a couple of flinks down there. I need to be, again, mindful that I haven't got loads and loads of life. Where is that fairy trying to lead me to? And just like that, a life crystal has been secured. More flinks down there. Oh, I didn't even pick up the flink spur. I feel like that's definitely an area to note if I'm ever looking for flinks. Now, what else? We've got some coins. That's interesting. I don't think I've seen a pile of coins in a cave before. Okay, we're back on this side. So if I zoom through, I'll continue to hold a torch so we can see where we're going. Oh, whoops. Okay, did not mean to do that. Is that lead? Oh, it does look like it. I can see an explosive there. Let's continue on the track. I think this is probably one of the longest minecart tracks I've ever seen in Terraria. I mean, how are we still going? That is absolutely crazy. Let's just have a quick look on the map there. We've discovered an entirely new mushroom biome. We've gone from one side of cave all the way through the tundra back into the other caves. What I think I'm going to do is just explore the cave on foot and then obviously use the track as and when it's necessary to. But I think it would be really interesting to see quite how much ground we have covered here. So the verdict, the underground tundra was definitely worth exploring. Now we're in the underground mushroom. Oh, we've got another house. Let's see what we've got going on in here. An extractinator. Just want to make sure that I leave light sources along the way. That looks to be a salamander. Oh, now if I zoom back through here, take advantage of the background walls, and now we're back in the ice biome. Let's keep going. All right, okay, so I think we covered pretty much the base of this entire track, and I'm happy with that, to be honest. It is quite long considering the lack of loot that we ended up finding, but I'm not too bothered, as I say, just because I feel like it does allow us to then venture into new caves, and from there we can find new stuff. Oh my god. How on earth I survived that, I don't know. But if I do say so myself, I'm pretty impressed. I have to say there are a lot more traps, so I'm going to go back to my spawn point. Am I going to die in the house? Of course. Well, that's okay. I made it back, so I can just deposit everything in the chests and then put down a couple of the things that we found. Let me first destroy the gravestone. I feel like maybe a ghost is going to appear at some point now. No? Okay, well, I'll anticipate one. And if we quick stack there, I have a bit of a minor update with this storage system. So I've now begun to name some of the chests. Obviously, not all of them are named, and most of them aren't actually in use at this very point in time, but as I progress in the game, there will be more use for all of the chests. So for example, caves, I've got things you can find in caves, so I can put this brown pressure plate in there, for example. Shadewood, I don't know where I got this from. I suppose the Crimson. I don't really have a place for that at the moment, so if I don't have a place, it usually goes in this initial starter chest. Although with that said, I've just realized I actually can organize a lot of this stuff now. I'll do that off camera. We can also place down this ice chest, first of many hopefully. Put the keg down as well. And as for the extractinator, let me just quickly hop over to my new little NPC house. I think I will keep it down here in this little basement area. Although I'm not really a big fan of how that looks, so maybe I won't. You know what, I'll just place it there and then I can figure out what to do with it at a later date. So give me a minute while I organize my inventory just a little bit more with this stuff and then I will be back with you. So I just finished organizing my inventory. I was going to say let's head over to the jungle now to get that pylon, but honestly I don't really think that's a smart move while it's still nighttime. So maybe I'll continue down into the initial caves that we were exploring and see if there's any more I can do down there. In fact, let me quickly check the map and see how close does that minecart track that we just found. Okay, not very close. And also not very far down, actually. That's interesting. Right, let's head on down into the initial cave that we started and see if we can come across anything of any excitement or any interest. Maybe we can try and get all the way down to hell, although I'm not too sure how safe that would be at this point. Oh my goodness, did not mean to do that, but I forgot that that is something that my axe actually does, seeing as it's not supposed to be a weapon either. Now I'm being very careful with where I step because I'm very aware that there are a lot of traps in this world, as we've come across time and time again. Continue heading down. If this bat will leave me alone, thank you, and hopefully find, oh my goodness, would you look at that, hopefully find something new and exciting. And we just achieved our 50th cave bat kill, got a piano. What's in here? Okay, some pretty good stuff. This is also a slime statue, I believe, yeah, so that's actually going to be quite nice. Let me replace this nicely. That will be quite good for some gel farming if I ever need to. We've got a loom here, but we already have... What on earth just happened there? I started walking in the wrong direction. What's this? Feral bite, increased damage, decreased live regenerate. Okay. I have already got a loom back at spawn, so I don't actually need to go and pick that up, so we can leave it there. What on earth is that? Carton of milk. Okay, don't think I've ever come across a carton of milk in Terraria. It doesn't seem to be anything too interesting that can be explored another time at least. If I'm honest, there's not too much exciting stuff going on down here. However, I do like this little area and I feel as though I could make it into a little bit nicer, maybe even for the NPCs. So I'm going to just flatten some of this area and prepare it for the next time I'm down here. Let's see what other caves we can come across doing what we just did there. The rain is starting to pick up outside, so if you can hear it, then I do apologize. There's nothing I can do. Why did I leave this gold chest, I wonder? Maybe I didn't have enough inventory space. Speaking of, is there anything else worth collecting around here? Doesn't look like it. I think I'm going to continue with the method I was doing up there and just do a little bit of a long ways tunnel, and hopefully we can run into a different cave or a different area. It does seem as though there is a big body of water above us, which maybe, oh goodness, okay, I was going to say maybe it would be worth exploring, but it seems as though it's already made that decision for us. I want to make sure that I've at least got some sort of air pocket. And thankfully I do have a rubber ring, so I will be able to just kind of float up to the top. And if I'm not mistaken, I do think I saw some sort of pillar here, yes, which means there is an underground cabin. First, I need to open this entrance a bit more and wait for the jellyfish to stop stinging and then zoom back up. Okay. I don't know what is around me. That was very, very risky. I really hope there is not a dart trap. No. Now, if I go through here and hold myself, okay, nothing super amazing, but we will still take it. This is very intense. Oh, I can see a life crystal up there. So I do want to make my way back over and also kill this skeleton in the process because he was trying to throw stuff at me. For whatever reason, I can't use my cloud in a bottle out of the water. So I'm going to have to do one of these, and then I'm going to also do that all the way along here and hop up here. Very, very cautious that there aren't any pressure plates. Okay, so we're back in the same cave system that we were in just a minute ago. What's this? Green mushroom. I think I saw one of those on the way down here as well, actually. What about down here? I've also just become very aware that I have not deposited my money in quite a while, so hopefully we don't die down here. Although with that said, we're not too far away from spawn, so it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to come and pick it all back up. Oh, I like this little floating pool. That's cool. Okay, we seem to have found the bottom of the mushroom biome, so we're going to have to dig our way up through the mud. And just like that, we are in. I'm going to mine up here, just because I can't really figure out an easier way to get to the life crystal. Just like that, we have got another one. I feel like we might be able to maximize our life pretty soon, which is very, very good news. Oh my goodness, and there is a house just there peeking behind the map. Well, I'm going to have to mine through because that would be crazy of me to not go ahead and do so. Let me put down another mushroom torch. I have heard that if you use the corresponding torch to the biome that you're in, you actually get a little bit of a buff. Blood moon is rising, okay. Not the best news, not the worst. Let me get through here as well. I think I can see lava in the top right corner as well, accompanied by yet another underground cabin. If that is so... Oh, it's not lava, it's the blood moon water. First mushroom house of the series. We've got a gun, another entire vanity set of the toad costume. Well, I'll leave that in there as well as... What was that? Was that a hunter potion? Yeah. I'll leave that stuff in there for now because I'm not really fussed about picking all of it up. I am, however, fussed to get up here and loot whatever is in this underground cabin. We made it eventually. I can see a pressure plate there. I'm not falling for it. I can't figure out what that's a statue of, but I'm going to leave it for now. And then if I jump up here, I suppose I'll just have to break through the walls. Let's light the place up a bit first. Get rid of all the cobwebs. Right, what have we got in this chest? Pretty much the same stuff that we find all the time. Again, I'll just leave that chest there for now while my inventory is full. Is there anything up there? Doesn't seem to be. Anything down here? That was a close call. Okay, doesn't seem to be anything worth running to find. Also, I've just killed my 50th piranha. I have to give credit to my finch because that definitely was not me. I'm also just loving the fact that this staff is growing grass on every bit of dirt that it touches because, as I said already, I completely forgot that that was actually half of the point. Where's the torch that I left here? Did I pick that up or... Okay, that's weird. Let me throw down a couple of glow sticks. I think I myself am going to hop down. I do worry that there's going to be some sort of pressure plate, so I want to be very, very cautious with how I move here. What is that? Vicious goldfish. 220 health, and we've just come across a nymph. Wow. 50. What? That is not normal. To be honest, I could stay here all day and fight the mobs, but I can't really be bothered. So I'm going to hop up here, make my way around the biome, just like so. I do think this is a little bit of a smaller mushroom biome because it doesn't seem to have 2 layers, or at least that's what it looks like from the map. Yeah, but that's okay. It does look as though there's something... Oh, okay, it's just a different bit of cave. I suppose the only way is down then. I do think I'll end the video soon just because I don't want this to be too long, and also we've had a very, very successful scavenge and I don't want to push my luck too much, at least not this time. Okay, cave found. Let's throw one of those down. Oh, well, would you look at that? A minecart track. Let's proceed with caution. Definitely not a fan of the salamander. Whoa, okay. Right. This is absolutely leading us into the danger zone, so I'm not even going to attempt. There does actually look to be some sort of marble biome, I think that is, down there. Again, not really looking to push my luck with that, so we can discover that at a later date. Was that a chest? It sure is. Guarding water walking boots. I feel like we've gotten a lot of boots today. Now, what do I not need? I suppose I can put that in there for now. Teleportation potion, that sounds cool. I need to remember that I'm underwater. I do not want to die. Right, what can I sacrifice from my inventory? I think I'll put the hook in there and I'll take the teleportation. Yeah, happy with that. Let me just do one more double, triple check to make sure that I haven't missed anything super significant. I don't think I have, although we have just found a gem tree, which is quite cool. All right, you know what? I'm very, very, very happy with that. So I think I'm going to end the video here. Thank you so much for watching. Next video, actually, I've just realized I said that I would go to the jungle this video, but you know what? I'd say I've done enough in this video and I'm honestly quite tired of exploring. I'm going to organize my inventory off camera and I will start the next video in the jungle. With all of that said, thank you so much for watching and I will see you in episode 6.